Hello everybody, it is Thursday and time to have devotions together again. We're continuing talking about the nativity story, and today we're still in Luke chapter 2, and we'll be starting with verse 6 of chapter 2 of Luke. And feel free to have your Bibles and follow along. While they were there, the time came for the baby to be born, and she gave birth to her firstborn, a son. She wrapped him in cloths and placed him in a manger, because there was no guest room available for them. All right. There's many different perceptions of where, how Jesus was born. And let me just run through a couple with you. Number one is there's a thought, and some believe this, that he was born in a cave. That's where stables were just natural to use a cave as a place to keep your animals. There's also thought of that traditional barn-like structure, a stable, that I think most manger scenes today use. But then there's also another thought, and for myself, I've just heard it over the last few years, and that is that instead of an inn, Joseph would have naturally gone to family members in Bethlehem. But things were so crowded that there, as the NIV Bible says, the New International Version says, there was no guest room available for them. So if this distant relative has multiple families staying with them, all the room in the house might be filled up. And the houses were built with a central gathering place right inside the door, and then oftentimes there was a few steps up, and there were sleeping chambers back behind. And some scholars believe that there was no room in the bedroom area of the house, and so Mary and Joseph stayed in that downstairs area where animals were brought in at night. Kind of gives you a different perspective on what could have been. And again, the gospel writers give us so much information, but it doesn't even begin to answer all the questions we have. You could write books about the Nativity, and of course books have been written about the Nativity, but I mean, if you truly described everything, the sights, the sounds, the smells, it would take books to record all. And yet we just have a few verses to give us that picture of what it was like. Keep reflecting on what that nativity was like. How are you picturing it? And how does that bring meaning to you this year? God bless you. We'll keep journeying towards Christmas.